What's wrong?
I'm just in the background.
You can't be in the background.
Like a no context guy in the background.
Who is this guy?
What are you doing?
Welcome back, marketing nerds of the world. It's time for another episode of HAMYAW, and today we're talking about shameless self-promotion, aka what it requires to sell anything on the internet. Now, shameless self-promotion can be an awkward sticking point for a lot of us because sometimes putting ourselves out there, selling ourselves, talking up what we do and what we make doesn't always come naturally, even if you're a loudmouth like me and Margot. But today we want to kind of talk about what the elements are of good shameless self-promotion and when it works, and talking about how you can apply some of these principles and think differently about selling in a way that's going to make you excited to show up and excited to sell more things on the internet. Before we get into that, Margot, how shameless are you?
Oof, I love shameless self-promotion. It's like when my friends, I love to shamelessly self-promote them or promote that. I guess it's not self-promotion. It's really fun for me to hawk my friends' goods, especially when they're really, really, really good. And so when I feel that way about my own product, like think that your people want to hear what you're working on. So self-promotion can be fun, but you get in your head about it.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Massively.
I definitely want to yell today about why we should get out of our head. And I want to encourage people to lean into the shameless piece, because I think what we end up with, and I don't know if you see this, but like it drives me nuts with like these half-hearted sales attempts where it's like, this is not a pitch. I don't want to be annoying, but it would be nice if maybe if you wanted, no pressure. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, just like, sell it or don't, pick a team. Pick a team.
Yeah, you're either selling or you're not. And Margaret, you had this great example of some recent self-promotion you found in the wild that we'd love to take a look at.
Yes. So this guy who we're about to show you is an internet celebrity. He's a professional dancer who's sort of become Insta famous. And one of the ways he's supporting himself is through Patreon and through this new offering, which you just find out about on his Instagram stories. And I want you guys to see how he tells you about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, have you heard? I'm officially on HAMYAW. That's right. Have a special occasion coming up? Let me help you celebrate it.
Yes.
Does your best friend have a birthday coming up? I can help you with that. Have some bad news but don't want to deliver it? Let me do that for you. Whatever the occasion is, I'm here for you. So book me today for your special one-of-a-kind video personalized just for you.
Yes. Amazing.
I promise you'll love it.
I believe you.
Book me on Cameo. Yes, I love it. I love it. Can we talk about why this works? It's not just his personality, which I'll see, like most people feel really intimidated by, like, I'm not like this. But let's talk about what he's doing here. Every single thing he mentioned is a benefit to the end user. Yes. So like literally as I was watching that, I was like, I have a birthday coming up. Like I would love a message from you. And like he gave me ways in which I could use this service and get deployed, and then was not ambiguous at all about what he wanted you to do. Book me on Cameo. It was beautiful.
It was fun. It was funny. And I think that, you were right. He was creating, and this is like sales 101, make sure your customer can visualize themselves using your product or service. And this is such a great example of that. And also just the fun, the confidence. It wasn't like, he could have just as easily like held up his phone and been like, hey guys, I'm on Cameo now, so you can book me. Bye. And that's what some people do. It's just that also if my legs looked like that, I would spend the entirety of my life in those shorts upside down.
That's a really good point though. I think you also, in terms of self-promotion, need to know where you stand on the scale of, like in this case, fame. So if he was Robert Downey Jr., he absolutely could be like, hey, I'm on Cameo now, like book me, I'll say happy birthday later. And you'd be like, but like, This is just someone with, 300,000 followers on Instagram. And this is his brand though. He's a dancer, he's a performer, and he is dancing and performing for you. So you're getting like an idea of what you would get out of this. And so it's entertaining while also being informative. And I think one of the things people really get wrong about self-promotion is they think it's self-involved. They think that, oh, I'm just talking about myself and nobody wants to hear this. It's annoying. And like, I want you to think of it more like your buyers and your customers and your audience are fans. And if you've ever been a fan, like, I don't know if you guys were ever 13. When I was 13, I was
never 13. I actually came out of the womb 31 years old.
I believe that, actually.
I did though. Anyway, go on.
But like Backstreet Boys was like my life. They couldn't have promoted enough. Like they couldn't have targeted me with stickers and posters. It didn't matter how many I had. I was like, there need to be more. There need to be more. I need those pencils, all of the things. And it was like, not only do you have this shirt, but you have the shirt with this angle of photo. You have to think about it as you are advocating, sharing information. Like, you guys might want to know about this. And yes, we do. We do.
Yeah. And I think also like the self-doubt and the awkwardness and the like, oh, no one's going to want to see this. It takes the joy out of the sales process. And selling can actually be a fun, enjoyable, hype experience. I did an Instagram story on this recently where it was like a matter of, you can't really intellectualize yourself out of imposter syndrome. You can't really be like, okay, well, I'm going to convince my brain this time that it's wrong. But if you instead focus on what you really love about what you're selling, what you really love about the experience, what you really love about the results, what you really love about why you created it and how, like what triggered that, I've got to build this, I want to sell it so people can buy it. Like, what was that desire? And if we're talking about ourselves as service-based business owners and servant leaders, we've got to have that connection. It's somewhere in there. So digging down and getting hype on yourself and being like, yes, what is up? Today we're talking about this. And I have really needed to live in that zone recently because I've been adding in Instagram lives and Instagram stories to a lot of my sales processes, which is way different than writing an email where you can kind of like be hype in the moment, 2 weeks earlier, and then upload that and be fine and not have to think about it again. For video, which is such an effective medium for sales, as we can see from this HAMYAW example, it is really, really important that what you're bringing to the table is genuine and real. Yes. Because I can get on the, Instagram video and shout at you like Billy Mays, and that certainly worked. But if you're a personal brand, you want to create that connection, like getting excited about yourself, getting excited about what you're offering is essential to bring that energy, which makes the sales experience a pleasure for both you and the audience.
I love what you're saying about getting excited also about the offer and like what it gets for people, because I think that point you made about connection is key. If you notice, the reason we chose Connor's example is it actually wasn't about Connor at all. He wasn't sitting there going, here's why I'm qualified to talk about this. He wasn't sitting there spending time as to why he is qualified to be on HAMYAW talking to you, or all the cameos that he's done in the past. I had recently an experience I was telling Hillary about where we spend a lot of time explaining too much about our processes and boring our audience. So it's not just that you should be hyped on your own, like drinking your own Kool-Aid and being like, guys, I'm so excited. I created this thing. It's this framework. It's Frame it in terms of why anyone should care. If this is going to be the self-promotion piece, it's not the whole campaign. But like for that piece, you can simply focus on what does the person on the other end of this need? Why is this relevant to them? Just list out benefits. And that way it's not really spotlighting you. You are the vehicle for the information and you are excited. So like what's unique about Connor in the way that he delivers this information is that he does it as a dancer. But you could just as easily have done it in a different way with the same information that would have been just as engaging.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also there's a stage of customer awareness with this as well. Because people, seeing Connor McKenzie on HAMYAW, it's not like, I'm Connor McKenzie and I'm an Instagram famous dancer. Book me on HAMYAW. It's for people who know him, are obsessed with him, and like want to send their friend Margot a video of him for her birthday. That's something to keep in mind as well, because I think sometimes we get caught up being like, no one knows who I am. Why am I selling? Like if you're selling to people who've already met you, you can skip that part.
Yep. Yes. Permission granted. Done.
Yep. You and I have had, been selling for a long time on the internet. I want to talk about hangups for a minute because I want to talk about where people kind of get stuck. And even for me, I came out of the womb with a Godzilla of a personality. It doesn't necessarily mean that selling comes easily. We've done a few episodes on this. And then there was that myth of selling by serving where, when you're not actively trying to sell products or programs or anything that is not like a direct
but you are.
service. Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, you just serve and then it's organic when you sell. It's like, it's not how it
later.
works. Not how it works at all. But go ahead and watch that episode.
Watch that episode. Click here.
Click wherever, because that's a lot more context than just one line. So if anyone wants to come at me for that, just watch the full episode first. Anyway, but I think for me, the biggest hang up was also I have people who are not buyers, who are friends and family on my Instagram, which is one of the things I sell a lot, like super derailing. I've had people come up to me at like family events and be like, you post too much. On both sides of my family, by the way, my in-laws and my actual family. Why are there
so many pictures of your face? That's what I got.
I'm like, you want to see my analytics? Because people love pictures of my face. They're my highest performing posts, I will have you know. It's from people who don't understand, and it's so easy. Like one little push can send you spiraling in the sales process. So it is difficult, and we want to acknowledge that. This is, as anything, like doing the reps, but I don't want to harp too much on my own hang-ups. Margo, what were some of yours?
That's definitely one for me. That's why I tell people, focus on your customers, not your colleagues, because we get really derailed. It's hard, especially in public places where you do have that mixed audience. I've told people before actually that they should segment their family out. So if you have a tag on your email list,
smart.
I like to tag friends and family so I can just take you off of the sales sequence.
So smart.
The hangups that I hear the most, and I have this one too, is turning people off, right? Like worried that people are gonna be like, oh, this is the worst, or oh, they're doing that.
Yeah.
Like fear of that judgment. Also that fear in terms of turning people off, that like you think a person is a certain point in their career and then they make a pivot. There's people in one service-based industry who launch a physical product that I think has nothing to do with their brand. Yeah. And I start going, why are they doing that? And like, I have the, and then I get nervous that my audience is going to do that when I sell them something, that they're going to be like, why is she doing that? And the answer is, it doesn't fucking matter. And you're doing it. Yep. No, I don't mean to be flippant. I do.
No, it doesn't matter. You're correct.
It doesn't matter because you know that you have a service that can help someone. And that is the only person you were talking to. I need you to have tunnel vision on that person, and everyone else, here's what they'll do. It's going to blow your mind. Blows my mind every time. They'll just ignore your email.
They're actually going to move on with their lives immediately. Like, who knew? That's so important. You're so right. Because I'm always like, they're going to send me hate mail and they're going to talk about me behind my back. And then they're going to like tell people who I want to work with eventually that I'm a joke. And then I'm going to be sad and no one's going to hide. It's like, Jesus. People don't care about me that much. People don't care about you that much. And that's okay. So what matters is the buyers, right? What matters is the people who are interested. I have this coach, or one of my first ever coaches, Erica Learmark. She's a former stripper, and she has this book literally called Think Like a Stripper. It's somewhere in my house. I read excerpts of it, not the full thing yet, but I do recommend it. And she talks a lot about her life as a stripper. And imagine that you didn't have the protection of Instagram and you were a woman in lingerie going up to men with money in their pockets. That's 10xing the vulnerability, folks. When she talks about this in the sense that she really had to get used to it because her feelings couldn't be hurt if a customer didn't want to dance or didn't want to talk to her or was more interested in something else. She just had to be like, okay, they're not going to pay me. Move on to the next one. They've got no money to spend, move on to the next one. And it becomes more of a game. It becomes less of a, oh no, I'm being rejected. And we're like, got it, okay, you're not interested, that's fine. I'm moving on. And I think that mindset is so important for entrepreneurs to cultivate because it takes the shame, that's why we call this shameless self-promotion. Yeah. It takes the shame out of the sales process and out of that fear. If somebody doesn't want to buy from you, it doesn't actually mean that much about you as a person.
That's right.
It can mean a million different things. It's not the right time for this offer. They are just not your market. They are a family member who has no idea what's going on. Like there are a million possibilities beyond they hate you and you're worthless and you should never do this again. Why do you think our minds always go there automatically?
That's a great question. I mean, like it was because we're women.
As women.
Personal joke of people who watch the show. I do think it has to do truly with being conscientious. Yeah. I think that when you're a person who cares, you are hyper conscious of duping people or feeling like you're out of integrity. And in the beginning, it feels really strange. And this is especially true if it's a new product or service or if you haven't done this before. So like I can even tell the difference, I don't know if you can, in when I sell a product that's been on the market for a while I don't have as much trouble. Like I can tell you all why you should go to my Skillshare course right now to learn about sales. But like selling my coaching services is a lot harder because I don't have as many reps. It's also, it feels more like that stripper example where it's like me personally versus the product. So I do think we conflate the products and service we're selling with us personally. I think we do a lot. I think that's why the like, you're worth more than that conversation around money is really fucking dangerous. Watch our show on pricing. It's not about what you're worth. No, but truly, like, I think we have to divorce these things and understand that you are promoting a product and service that is separate from you. You are the vehicle for distribution for that. And you are the tone, you are the messaging, you are part of this, but it's not you personally. And I think the more you can depersonalize the experience, the more you can lean into the hype and the fun and the stuff we were talking about before. So like, I love telling you to watch HAMYAW. I don't feel any remorse about that. I'm really proud of it. I think you've done a great job. I find it very entertaining. And the people who don't like the show, don't watch the show. I want to share one last thing. I teach this in headline school. It's called the bifurcating effect. So the mark of a great headline is that it creates two categories of people who want to buy from you and people who don't. And the problem with a lot of headlines is they're non-committal because you're like, I want everyone. My coaching services can change everyone's life. And when you do that, you get these headlines that try and be a catch-all. And the really good ones actually actively turn people off. So the example we always use is my website headline. If you don't get the joke, it's not because you don't like me, right? It's because you don't get the joke. It wasn't written for you. So I think we have to think about the same stuff with self-promotion is that like, if someone is rejecting your service, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, remarkably little. That headline was how I first fell in love with you and how we met actually. So big underline and emphasis on that. Two things I want to say before we wrap this up as well is first of all, if you're a quiet person, we have done a whole episode, by the way, on can quiet people build big brands? The answer is absolutely yes, no question. But I find that excitement for you and being thrilled for you is not always like, hello, we've got a cameo. We're doing this. It can be whatever that looks like to you. It's about the energy you're bringing, which is not necessarily shouting and screaming and yelling. It can be just a really intense excitement, really powerful statements, just looking into the camera or whatever, using whatever sales tool you're using and saying, I have been working on this just for you. I'm so excited to finally release it. Here's exactly what this does. Here's exactly who this is for. Here's exactly why it's awesome and you should check it out. Here's exactly how you can use it too if we're creating real world experiences. There are so many different ways to kind of come at this.
Yes, I love that. I was going to say, if you're looking for examples of people doing that well, check out Paul Jarvis's stuff.
Yes.
He's a weird introvert, friend of the show.
We love Paul, friend of the show.
These are his words, not mine. All right. His people are his rat people. Like he really leans into the fact that he hates media. He is not a high energy person. Paul knows this. When we get on Zoom, I always am like, hi, Paul. And I'm like,
I know. I was like, I'll eat you alive. But and then respectful of that. And another want the quieter.
Absolutely. I love when he sells. It's so respectful. It's very clear. Like y'all should go and look at his Twitter feeds, go look at his sales pages and his old emails. He's not shy about selling and he does it in a really respectful way that is consistent with his brand. So definitely check him out. And then also, I think Elizabeth Gilbert does a good job.
Yes. That's another
very
really
chill. And she's pretty much promoting something in every single Instagram post. Whether it's her own work or if it's someone else's, she does a lot of promoting books and she does so in a way that fully explains what's in it for you and why you should care. And she does so with the like chillest zen energy. Like,
right.
I always want to take a little nap after.
I know. I just hang out with her. Yeah, what's up? We're going to sit down and watch the sunset. Love Liz. Yeah, exactly. For that reason. And I think that if you need another archetype to embody, folks, when you're thinking about self-promotion, one place where I've been drawing a lot of inspiration recently, because I've been checking out a lot of content related to this, and everyone from the LGBTQIA++ community is going to roll their eyes because a cishet white woman is about to tell you. I've been watching a lot of videos and shows about ballroom lately, and not like ballroom like tango or salsa, but ballroom fashion shows and runways that originated in the 80s in clubs where people would come, and there are different categories and houses compete for categories like, you know, for example, executive realness. You're putting on the suit, you're looking like you could be an executive walking down Fifth Avenue. By the way, great documentary about ballroom culture is Paris is Burning. I think it's still on Netflix. I watched it years ago. Also the show Pose, also the show Legendary on Hulu. Iconic. But they come out in these ballroom sessions and they have 30 seconds to, I'll use Legendary as an example, but they come out and they have like 30 seconds or 3 minutes to really impress the judges with whatever the category is. And they roll out and they are selling it. Honey, if we're doing face as a category, they're getting in front of the judges and they're like, yes, look at all this, honey, touch this skin. And it's just so amazing to see this kind of confidence, this like, you wish you were me in this moment. And while that you may not want to exude that kind of bravado, I think that's a little far, especially for my line of work, but it is a really fascinating thing to watch, especially if in the public eye, you are prone to recoil. Watching people who fully embrace it, who are fully selling themselves, whether it's their body or whether it's their product. There's so much you can learn by watching people in the arts in this category. So be sure to check that out.
Oh, I love that. I love that recommendation. All right. Well, y'all, if this hasn't convinced you that you need to be shamelessly self-promoting, I don't know what will. Listen, we would love to hear from you. Tell us all the ways in which you get hung up on self-promotion or where you've busted through some blocks on self-promotion, what's working for you, what's helping. We would love to hear it. Also, shamelessly self-promote. We want to hear, what are you up to? What are you working on? See if you can test it out. Boom. Yes. This was awesome. I love this. Watch more HAMYAW. Look,
we're promoting ourselves here.
If you like this episode, please like it below, subscribe to our channel, and tell your friends. I'm Margot Aaron.
And I'm Hillary Weiss.
And we will see you in 2 weeks. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now, guys.